Hey everyone, this is Rachel, and today I'm here with a new scrapbooking process video. Thanks so much for joining me here, and I hope you enjoy. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome, and I would love it if you would become a subscriber. You can also click on the notification bell so you always know when I have a new video up. Alright folks, let's get going! Hey everyone, I am here again with a scrapbooking store design team layout. I am working with the December 2019 kit. This is made up of Authentique Rejoice and then several different elements. If you have any interest in this kit at all, I will put a link in the description box to my unboxing video. I will also put all of the links to scrapbookingstore.com, including if you have any interest in subscribing or making a purchase from their online store, there is an affiliate link for me. It doesn't cost you any more money. It just gives me a little bit of a commission and just like helps out. I will be totally honest. All right, so I've got one photo. This is actually of me and my little brother back in 1984, 1985. I have to double check on that. But I don't have a ton of photos growing up. My family is a notorious bad photo taking type family. So I want to talk about just a couple of different Christmas memories I have from this period of time. And I'm using this photo to represent that. So I've got my kit, I've got my photo. I'm going to go ahead and get you guys put on fast forward. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. And also, if you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. All right, folks, let's get going. Hey everyone, so I'm coming at you. This is the day after Christmas, so if you celebrated Christmas, I hope you had a happy one. If not, I hope you had a lovely Wednesday. So this is one of those layouts where I do a lot of repetitive things, so there's going to be a lot of skipping ahead. I actually meant for this to come out on Christmas, and I could say, oh, something, came up, but in reality, I was just being lazy, watching Christmas movies and drinking hot cocoa or tea, and you know what? I had a good time. So I'm actually using pages 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 from the Rejoice collection that makes up the Scrapbooking Store's kit for December 2019. I believe you can still get this kit for the next couple of days if you want. And as I said in my introduction portion, there is a link in the description box below with my affiliate link, which just gives me a wee bit of a commission. It doesn't cost you any more money. I am also using a couple of scraps that I don't know what number they are. So I was watching Maggie Blethen's Facebook Live for the Scrapbooking Store on their Facebook page, and she mentioned she was using 6 or 7 different patterns. So she challenged us to use 6 or 7, at least 7 patterns, and I was like, challenge accepted. So I had this idea of doing panels of several of the different patterns. You can see Miss Xanthi's shadow up at the top there, and so my idea was to do that. So I originally cut these at about 2 inches by 5.5 inches, but I'm trying different things and I like them, but I don't love them. So I think, what if I trim everything down? So I trim everything down to, I want to say, four, four and three. The finished effect is 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. But what I'm going to do is cut this vanilla basil cardstock I pulled from my stash. That's going to be the 4 3/4 by 1 3/4. So the pattern paper panels are 1/8 inch smaller than each of that. And please don't make me do math to figure out what is 1 3/4 by 4 3/4 minus 1/8. Just, figure it out yourselves. So I went ahead and inked everything up with Hickory Smoke Distress ink, both the vanilla pieces and the pattern paper pieces. And I was, Xanthi had gotten into my HEG again and eaten the glue. and broken it, so I had to reset it. So that's always super fun. And then I took this piece of paper with the multicolored diamonds and matted my photo with it. This is my favorite piece of pattern paper from the whole line. Um, I'm feeding her pieces of paper, so she'll leave me alone. That was me referring to my cat, in case you're wondering, because she loves to chew on paper. Okay. By the way, my housemate knits a lot, and she never touches her knitting stuff. So there you go. So here's where I think, what if I group these panels in sets of two? And then I think, those look like window shutters. Now, this is my grandparents' house, and they had these wooden window shutters on their windows in the living room. You know, the kind that you can actually close and there's a little hook to like lock them tight. And I have such vivid memories of playing with them, like, opening them up and closing them back and hooking them up and, like peekaboo and all just sorts of like, not like, I spent all my time playing with the windows, but they just like once I looked at the pattern papers, it really reminded me of the window pieces, and you can actually see them in that photo of my brother and I behind the living room tree, which is a tree we were allowed to touch. We were allowed to like decorate with that one, which is why it looks crazy odd. Um, but it was just like such a vivid memory that came to me just by visually seeing those pieces of paper put together like that. And I'm not even joking, I'm not making this up. Literally, when I put them together, I'm like, oh my gosh, they look like window shutters. So what I did was I took the glitter brads that came in the kit, embellishment add-on, and I put them all as if they were window opener knobs. That's what I'm looking for, window knobs. And I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, it looks exactly like I want it to. So I'm going to use a centering ruler, and this is from Thickers, and I'm just going to line them up so they are all lined up across the way, both on the bottom. And then once I finish lining them up on the bottom, I'm going to flip my paper over and line them up on the top. But I'm going to cut ahead as I did with everything else. Once you see what I'm doing, I go ahead and cut ahead. So I'm just using the centering ruler to have them be equal on both sides and then straight along the bottom and the top. Now, I did pop my photo up on Pop Dots. Those are from the dollar store. They were a gift from my friend Crystal, and they work really great. And especially, they're $1, so awesome. So here I am flipping it over, and here I am cutting ahead to being completed with all of it. I am so happy with the way this turned out. I can't even tell you. I was just like, it was one of those things where I hadn't really, it's not like I often think about my grandparents' window shutters, but just the second I saw the paper look like that and went, oh my gosh, I totally remember playing with those and stuff. So I grabbed a couple of stickers from the Element sticker sheet that comes in the main kit, the I'll Be Home for Christmas and The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. And then I'm going to create a third. I'm going to add a third sticker over on the left-hand side, and those will be where I keep my embellishment clusters, because I am working with a lot of patterns, 10 patterns actually, to be exact, 10 different patterns. I did want to keep the embellishment portion on the simple side. I decided I'm going to work on my title before I finish off, because I wasn't sure whether I was going to have my embellishments be up by the third embellishment area be up by my title, or if I was going to create a third separate one, and that's what I end up doing. So I am using the Alpha Cedar, and that came in the embellishment add-on kit. That is from Pebbles, to spell out the word Christmas. The end of the word on this video gets a little lost on that ornament paper. In real life, it's perfectly readable because it is they're foam thickers, so obviously there's a depth to them. Then from my stash, I pull out two pink paisley alphas, this gold one, which is from Indigo and Ivy, and then this wood grain one on pink foam, and that, I don't remember what that came out with, but it was one of the fall lines. It's a more recent mini thicker. So I'm going to use those. So my entire title is going to be A Window into Christmas, because as I mentioned in the beginning, I wanted to talk about just some things I remember, and I did go and look, and this is 1985. So, yay. Um, so on the front, I'm going to do journaling on that um, diagonal paper, and I'm just going to talk about, just kind of give an overview. My plan is to actually type up a bunch of specific Christmas memories I have, and then make a pocket and put it in the back. But I didn't want to do a ton of journaling because I said there's really a lot going on right here. In each of the embellishment areas, I use one of the buttons that came in the embellishment add-on and from the December kit, and then I added from my stash 2 enamel dots, so keeping the embellishment area of 3, and then within the embellishment areas having 3 circular elements. So here you see is where I'm doing my journaling, and as I said, I'm keeping it pretty general on the face of it, and then I want to tell some specific stories, but as I mentioned, I just don't want that to be on my front, so I'll just make a pocket and put a letter in the back. One of my favorite ones, my grandmother we had 2 nails in the walls in the living room, and my grandmother made my grandfather tie the family room tree to the wall because she was afraid it was going to fall on the grandchildren. Okay, that is it. I added some Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine. If you have any interest in the scrapbooking store, all the information is below. Have a lovely, lovely winter season. Happy New Year to all of y'all, and bye!